Hey guys, I am super excited for today's video. Earlier this week I received this Archer and Olive notebook in the mail. I ordered it back in January and I have been dying to get my hands on one of these and actually see what they're all about. Now I have legitimately not opened it. It is still in the plastic. Like, I haven't felt the cover. I have not opened this plastic, so I'm going to be experiencing absolutely everything with you. And also, welcome to my office slash kitchen slash dining room. Home tour. That quick. But yeah, sorry about the busy background. I'm working on it. But today's video is all about this beauty. And I'm super excited because in June, about June, I'll be switching bullet journals, and I think I want to try a brand other than Nuuna for my actual journal. So right now this one was on the table as one that I have been considering, and then the Tool disc bound is the other one that I'm considering. So this is kind of going to be the comparison, but we are going to open this up together. I will tell you my thoughts on it, what I think about it. Do I think it's worth it because it is a little bit more. I've heard the paper quality is insane, so we are going to do some watercolor in this. We're going to use some brush pens. We're going to dive into this and see if we can do some damage to these pages and if it's worth it. So stick with me and I will see you in the next video. Okay, so we're just going to start by opening this up. Yes, that's really my makeup nose print on there. Disgusting. All right. So one thing that I really do like about this, and this is just personal, but maybe it'll affect some other people, is I recently went vegan, and I haven't switched completely over to all vegan products in my lifestyle. So my makeup brushes and clothing and things like that, like I haven't switched because a lot of that stuff costs a lot of money, and I just can't up and throw away what I already have and buy new stuff. But this notebook is like a canvas material instead of a leather, and I do know a lot of companies use faux leather, but these guys didn't even use faux leather, they just use a canvas. Looking at it, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love the silver edges. That is one of the things that I have always really liked about Nuuna, is that they have the really cool edging, which you don't see on a lot of brands. And they obviously add a very nice touch of packaging here with this little slip over thing. And it says Archer and Olive dot grid notebook, 160 GSM paper. All right, that is the thickest paper of a journal, aside from like a high-end sketchbook, that I've probably ever seen. And it says no ghosting or bleeding, perfect for markers, fountain pens, and even paint. So 160 dot grid pages. So there, I think you're gonna end up with less pages, which makes sense when they're that thick. It's definitely thicker than Leuchtturm. Let me grab my Leuchtturm and we'll compare them. Okay, so just because I grabbed a couple different brands of notebooks that I have. So here's my current journal. This is the Nuuna. It's a large size, and this is not the slim version. My last one I used the slim, so this one has 256 pages, and we'll just kind of stack that next to this. I think the Nuuna is still a bit wider, but the pages are not as thick. So you're getting less pages in the Archer and Olive, but the paper quality, from what I've heard at least, I don't know yet, is far superior. So that's how it stacks up next to the Nuuna. It is a standard A5 size, so it's going to be the same size as the Leuchtturm. So here is the Leuchtturm 1917. I don't know how much these have changed with the newer ones. I haven't ordered one since the newer versions came out, since they updated the pages and the dots. But here is the Archer and Olive next to the Leuchtturm, and you can see that it's quite a bit wider. Again, the silver edge on this one is just a nice touch. It's very aesthetic, but they are the same size. Neither is really bigger. They both have the elastic band. I can see that this one has at least one ribbon bookmark. I'm not sure yet. And then one other one that I wanted to compare it to was the Rhodia Gold Book. So the Rhodia is slightly longer this way, but aside from that, they are the same size. But again, you can see how the difference stacks up in the width of the actual notebook because of the page quality and how thick the pages are in the Archer and Olive. Like I said, the Archer and Olive has 160 dot grid pages, where the Rhodia has 224, and the Leuchtturm has, I have to actually flip back because it's been so long since I've used one of these, 249. So you're getting less pages in this. So that would be the one thing that I could see being a downfall. Now, has a pen loop, which is pretty awesome because Leuchtturm doesn't come with that, Nuuna doesn't come with that, the Gold Book doesn't come with that. So now let's open it. Here's another thing that I'm noticing. This collects some dust right away. Like, this is my hands. I feel like my hands are pretty clean, but it's already picking up dust on the cover. So that would be a downside to it if that bothers you. I don't think it would bother me that much. So right away, it opens super nice. This page actually opens. In a lot of these, I feel like this page where it says this book belongs to is always like crumpled up and almost stuck to the cover. The pages are bright white, like super bright, like Nuuna bright, which is one of like the biggest reasons that I've stuck with the Nuuna, because things like pastel Tombos and the Eco line brush pens that are more of a pastel shade definitely show up a lot better and are a lot more vibrant on the white paper than on the cream colored paper. So as a comparison, let's put this up next to a blank page in the Leuchtturm. And on this, because this is like one of my practice journals, you can even see through the pages. But you can tell the difference here in the white and the cream, and then we'll just put this one there too. I really like the Rhodia. It has great paper quality, but it's so, I feel like it's so yellow. It reminds me of like a smoker's wall or something. So again, it's just a personal preference. I really, really like the bright white. I am noticing, am I right here? There are no numbers on these pages, so you will have to number them yourself. So that's kind of a bummer for a lot of people. That's one thing that I really loved when Nuuna updated their notebooks, was that they added the page numbers. This also doesn't come with your standard index. It's not going to have things that the Scribbles and Matter, Scribbles and Matter. How about Scribbles That Matter? It doesn't come with all those bonus pages, so you don't have the key or the pen test page. You would have to create those on your own. But just looking at it, I really like the paper. Like, I love how bright it is. I like that the dots are very light and small. They're not super dark, and they're not going to distract from whatever you're putting on your page. And it definitely lays really nice and flat. This is one other thing that really bothered me with the Nuuna, because it's a soft cover. I like to journal on the couch, but because it's a soft cover, it often bends and does this, and the pages don't stay open, or they don't stay the way I want them. So I kind of really want to gravitate towards something with a hard cover. So if that's something you're looking for, this seems to do really well. We'll just kind of flip through it. A lot of notebooks, you have to break them in, and they say to just go like every couple pages and then press down, and then flip a couple more and press down, and that would kind of help break it in so that it does have that lay flat design, and it actually is working efficiently. But looking at this, so far I really like it. Let's flip to the back. I don't really know what else is on here. So you do have your paper pocket, same as like the Leuchtturm, which is nice, and it seems pretty big and expandable. I've never really used these, but if I carried my journal with me, like in my purse, this is probably where I'd put my receipts, because I do a lot of budgeting in my journal. So I'd probably put receipts in there, or maybe notes. If you use stickers in your journal, that would be a great place to put them. So it does have the 2 ribbon bookmarks. So stacking up next to the Leuchtturm or the Rhodia, I already like this. And I haven't even dove in with a pen test yet, which is what we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna quit talking, I'm gonna put on some music, I will draw, and it'll all be in, super fast mode, and then we'll talk about it when I'm done and look at the back side and see how everything holds up. So I was going to be quiet and not talk through this, but I do have a couple things that I want to share. I want to share that the pens that I'm using in this and why I'm using them. So I am using the Ecoline liquid watercolors, the Ecoline brush pen, a Tombow brush pen, a Tombow twin tone, the Zebra mild liner, a Crayola super tip, and a Stabilo Boss highlighter. And I chose these pens because they're typically the ones that I find that bleed through other notebooks. And in a notebook such as this that claims it has zero bleeding and zero ghosting and has such a high GSM paper, I figured that it wasn't really worthwhile to do every single pen I own because it's very likely that it's going to hold up. And then at the end, I also do a smudge test for fine line pens just to see how the ink absorbs into the paper and make sure that your ink isn't going to smear all over when you're actually writing with a fine line pen. So with that, that's really all I need to say. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks, guys. Oh, hi. It's me. Yeah, new day, mom life. I didn't have enough time to film the rest of this yesterday, so I look totally different. But that's okay. So we're going to wrap up this review, and I'll tell you guys what I thought about this Archer and Olive notebook. And overall, I'm super, super impressed. The Ecoline liquid watercolor did bleed through slightly, but I don't know as though I'm really doing it right. I'm not the best person to consult about watercolor, and a lot of people have said that this is their go-to notebook when they want to paint in their bullet journal. So this is what they choose because all of their notebooks don't hold up. So I don't know if I just did it wrong, and really it's not the worst, and actually as it's drawing, it does appear that it's kind of fading out a little bit. Let's see if I can get it even to show up. So you can barely see it, like right there. So that makes me think that like this would be great if you like to use watercolor in your notebook. But overall, I'm super, super, super impressed. For the price point, this is a little higher price than a lot of other notebooks, but I believe that it's well worth it. There are tons of designs, not just this moon one or lunar phases. There are also things like florals that she does, and they are absolutely stunning. So in conclusion, wrapping up, I absolutely love this notebook, and I'm going to have a really hard time deciding between this and the other notebook that I want to use, which I'll probably do a video on in the future, comparing them and maybe making a decision on camera. So if you're looking at these Archer and Olives, I personally think they're awesome. For the most part, the community thinks they're really great. So if you're considering it, I highly recommend that you get one. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.